Would you believe me if I told you this? The most nutritious meat in the world isn't chicken breast or salmon. It's the meat we've been eating since we were young, but now many people fear and even consider unclean. Do you really believe that? Seoul National University, Department of Food and Nutrition, WHO, and Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare have compiled a list of the 10 healthiest meats in the world, compiled from various research data. Watch this video to the end, and you'll have a whole new perspective on meat choices. The next time you're in the essential oil section of your local supermarket, you'll be able to instantly identify which meat is truly the king of nutrition. Are you ready? Now, let's take a look, starting with episode 12. First up is chicken breast. The benefits of chicken breast are truly evident. It's no exaggeration to say that chicken breast is pure protein, with an extremely high protein content and virtually no fat. It's highly effective for those seeking to lose weight and build muscle, and its affordable price makes it a popular choice for many. From the perspective of calorie control and protein supplementation, it's truly a model food. But why did chicken breast only receive a passing grade? The reason is that simply being high in protein and low in fat doesn't meet our evaluation system. We consider another important metric, nutrient density. If you were to eat 100 g of the same meat, one could provide only protein, while the other could provide protein, vitamins, minerals, and various trace nutrients your body needs. Which meat would you choose? Chicken breast limitations lie precisely in this area. Beyond protein, chickens offer extremely little in the way of other nutrients. It's like an employee who performs basic tasks diligently, but lacks creativity or added value. Furthermore, modern factory-farmed chickens grow too quickly and are fed a monotonous diet centered around grains and soybean meal. This feed structure disproportionately increases the omega-6 fatty acid content in chicken muscles, which could be a contributing factor to inflammation in the modern diet, which is already oversaturated with omega-6. So let's conclude. Is chicken breast a good food? Yes, but it's more of a basic tool, specialized for a single function. Our selection of the true nutritional crown is far from complete. Its 12th position is a tribute to this functionality, while also preventing it from becoming a gatekeeper for even more amazing meats to come. The 9th runner-up on our list is a song so similar that it could almost be called chicken breast's close sibling. It's that meat that's a regular at the gym, turkey breast. Its characteristics are almost identical to chicken breast, making it a prime example of high-protein, low-fat meat. In fact, some estimates even rank it as a purer source of protein than chicken breast. So why is it ranked a notch higher than chicken breast? The key lies in a trace nutrient that many people are unfamiliar with, selenium. This nutrient plays a crucial role in our immune system and thyroid hormone regulation, and its powerful antioxidant properties also significantly contribute to reducing free radical damage in the body. Turkey breast is also an excellent source of selenium. And there's another important nutrient hidden here, tryptophan, which may sound unfamiliar, but its function is familiar. Tryptophan is a precursor for synthesizing serotonin and melatonin, which we thrive on, and plays a crucial role in stabilizing emotions and promoting sleep. If you've been feeling particularly stressed and having trouble sleeping lately, adding a little turkey breast to your dinner menu might be a good idea. Of course, like chicken breast, turkey breast is relatively high in omega-6 fatty acids, but its nutritional density still leaves something to be desired. Therefore, turkey breast, ranked 9th, can be considered a combination of chicken breast functionality and a few additional health benefits, still falling well within the functional food category. Music. Now, starting at 8th place, we step aside from the high-protein meats we're accustomed to and enter a world of much richer and more exciting benefits. Raw oysters, often called the milk of the sea. Kim Waja, a 70-year-old Seoul resident, said she thought of oysters as nothing more than a stamina food when she was younger. But in fact, these small shellfish hold incredible value we never imagined. If chicken breast is a functional food specializing in protein, then raw oysters deserve to be called the king of minerals. Oysters are particularly rich in zinc, an essential nutrient essential for everything from preventing infection and healing wounds to maintaining our senses of taste, smell, and skin health. And what's even more surprising is that we don't need a lot of it to meet our daily recommended intake. Just a few small raw oysters can easily meet a day's, if not several days, zinc requirement. This is an efficiency and concentration unmatched by any other meat on land. Furthermore, in addition to zinc, raw oysters are also rich in high-quality protein, vitamin B6, B vitamins, iron, and the aforementioned selenium. Looking at it this way, I realize how unfair it was that we've only considered oysters as something to be enjoyed at company dinners or at street food stalls. It's time to revisit these small, moist clams as nutritional compresses. Even if you regularly consume them just a few times a week, your body will surely be grateful. Based on this unparalleled mineral density, raw oysters proudly ranked 8th. Now, they're in 7th place. While these fish also come from the sea, they have quite a different character from the raw oysters mentioned earlier. They're small, inexpensive, and often available in cans, so they don't look particularly special. However, when you look closely, you'll see that these small, yet powerful fish are actually sardines. So why did sardines make this list, and not the more prestigious fish like mackerel or yellowtail? We need to address one important criterion here, the golden rule of seafood selection. In the ocean, you should eat smaller fish rather than larger ones. The reason is simple. Heavy metals like sardines accumulate along the food chain. Big fish eat smaller fish, and those smaller fish eat even smaller creatures. So the larger fish at the top of the food chain accumulate more heavy metals in their bodies. On the other hand, small fish at the bottom of the food chain, like sardines, have shorter growth cycles and less exposure to heavy metals, making them very safe. But safety is only the beginning. The real appeal of sardines lies in their nutritional value. First and foremost, they're a prime source of omega-3 fatty acids, which play a vital role in reducing inflammation, protecting the heart, and supporting brain function. Furthermore, because we often eat the bones of these fish, sardines also serve as a natural calcium supplement. This calcium is even more absorbable than milk, which is particularly noteworthy. One small can contain omega-3, calcium, vitamin D, high-quality protein, and everything in between, making it a nutritionally denser alternative to chicken breast. Moreover, it's affordable and easy to store, making it hard to find a better seafood in terms of value. So, the sardines, despite their small size, have a definite presence. This song doesn't underestimate their small size. Now it's in 6th place. Most of you are probably already familiar with this name, salmon. But there's an important caveat here. The salmon I'm talking about isn't just salmon. It has to be wild salmon. The difference between the two isn't simply a matter of taste or price. It can literally be the difference between heaven and hell. First, let's look at the advantages of wild salmon. Salmon is the richest source of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, two essential nutrients for the brain. These nutrients play a crucial role in protecting brain function, maintaining eye health, and improving memory and concentration. Furthermore, astaxanthin, the secret ingredient behind wild salmon's distinctive orange flesh, is also essential. This antioxidant helps prevent omega-3s from oxidizing and safely deliver them to every part of the body, and it also has powerful anti-aging and anti-inflammatory properties. However, the problem is that most commercially available salmon is farmed. Farmed salmon are fed grain and soybean meal feed, resulting in an abnormally high omega-6 content and a significantly lower omega-3 content compared to wild salmon. Furthermore, because they don't eat wild krill or shrimp, their meat is naturally grayish-white. So, they artificially add color to their feed to make them red. Furthermore, because they are raised in cramped spaces, they are prone to disease and frequently use antibiotics. For these reasons, the next time you buy salmon, be sure to check that it's wild. While a bit more expensive, wild salmon holds true value, worthy of being called a treasure of the ocean. Jayubi is not just a delicious dish, but scientifically proven to be the king of nutrition. It now ranks 5th. In Korean food culture, grains made from grass have long been considered a food that warms the body and energizes the body. This isn't just anecdotal experience. It's backed by clear nutritional evidence. First, compared to beef or pork, lamb has much finer and more tender muscle fibers, making it easier to digest and absorb. And most importantly, sheep are ruminants. Sheep are naturally designed to eat grass. Lamb raised on the vast pastures of Kangwon-do and Jeju Island, grazing on fresh grass, has a completely different meat composition. First, the fatty acid composition is significantly healthier. Grass-fed lamb is rich in omega-6 fatty acids and has a ratio of 2:1 or even 1:1 to omega-6. It achieves an almost ideal balance. This is incomparable to meat from grain-fed animals. Second, this lamb contains a special fatty acid called conjugated oleic acid. Several studies have shown that this fatty acid contributes to reducing body fat and building muscle, and some even suggest its potential cell-protective properties. Third, grass-fed lamb is an excellent source of heme iron, which is absorbed directly into the bloodstream. This iron is much more absorbable than iron found in vegetables, making it a particularly valuable nutrient for middle-aged women who often suffer from anemia. Many people have a vague fear of red meats like beef and lamb, but the real concern is not meat from natural, grass-fed animals, but rather industrially raised red meat-fed grain and antibiotics in factory farms. Grass-fed lamb, grown on natural pastures, is a high-density food that combines flavor, nutrition, and restorative power. That's why grass-fed lamb, ranked 5th, is the true embodiment of premium red meat, a quality we've long misunderstood. Following pasture-raised lamb, the next meat we're focusing on is grass-fed beef. Everyone is familiar with beef, but the key word here is grass-fed. Grass-fed lamb, grown on natural pastures, epitomizes the very essence of healthy meat we expect. While it shares the benefits of pasture-raised lamb, grass-fed beef actually has an edge in the absolute amounts of several key nutrients. Creatine is a prime example. This nutrient, well known to athletes, helps increase explosive strength and endurance. And grass-fed beef is one of the richest natural sources of creatine. Another ingredient worth noting is carnitine. This essential ingredient, which converts fatty acids into energy, helps burn body fat, and also contributes to fatigue recovery. However, it would be a mistake to think that all of this is found solely in beef. Most of the beef we commonly encounter on the market is factory-farmed, produced from grain-fed cattle. They are often force-fed corn and soybeans to fatten up the animals and use manipulated feed to create artificial marbling. This method actually disrupts the grain's natural fatty acid balance and significantly reduces its nutritional value. On the other hand, naturally raised beef, known as bakmak, parkmak, has a uniquely deep flavor, a distinctive meat density, and truly delivers both potent nutrients and energy. Parkmak beef ranks 4th. It's not just a single piece of meat. It's a symbol of Mother Nature's true power. Now, as it climbs the rankings, its meats have become even more powerful. The third place is a meat whose name may be unfamiliar, but it's an important one to know: bison. Simply put, it's a superior version of free-range beef. Bison are wild animals that roam the North American prairies, spending their entire lives in nature, free from human intervention. They graze and roam freely, and because they live outside of human farming systems, the meat structure and ingredients are even more primal and healthier than free-range beef. So what are the specific advantages of bison? First, even with the same cut, it has much lower fat content, meaning fewer calories, making it ideal for dieting. Second, it has a higher protein content, providing a source of protein. It boasts a nearly ideal protein-to-calorie ratio. Third, research has shown that bison are even more concentrated in key nutrients like iron, zinc, and vitamin B12 than free-range beef. In other words, eating bison meat is literally like consuming the power of nature itself. Indeed, its flavor is intense, yet has almost no aftertaste. So with proper cooking, you can experience a rich and intense flavor. If you come across this meat at an imported butcher shop or a high-end grocery store, I highly recommend you give it a try. Bison meat. It's so resilient that it's called the special forces of meat, a true masterpiece that embodies the essence and influence of nature. Now it's time to introduce the incredible meat that has taken second place, just ahead of the coveted first place. The name of this meat may be unfamiliar, but its rise is anything but ordinary. It's venison. If bison meat is a special forces unit, then venison is the martial arts master hidden deep in the forest. Deer are truly wild animals, freely growing in forests and mountains, such as Ganghwa and the foothills of Yurisan Mountain in Korea, where they feast on a diverse diet of grasses, medicinal herbs, berries, and young shoots. Deer meat, raised on such a diverse natural diet, possesses a nutritional profile that is on a whole other level than typical red meats. First of all, its fat content is extremely high, rivaling even chicken breast, while its protein content and nutrient density are far superior. Deer meat is rich in hemoglobin, iron, zinc, and the B vitamins, key nutrients found in red meat. Among these, vitamin B1 and iron are particularly highly absorbable and readily utilized by the human body. Furthermore, it has little connective fiber and virtually no fat, resulting in a tender texture with a light, refined flavor. Above all, it is considered an ideal red meat that is gentle on the heart. In fact, some traditional culinary cultures have used venison as a precious nutritious food for sick, pregnant, and ill patients. This wasn't simply a folk belief, but nutritionally sound choice. While supply is limited and the price is steep, we must remember that the rankings we're introducing today are based not on availability, but on health. From a purely nutritional perspective, venison is a near-perfect ingredient. The second venison. It's a true super red meat, condensed with the deep breath and vitality of nature. Well, everyone, we've finally arrived. We started with chicken breast, overcame protein prejudices, understood the importance of true nutritional density, experienced the difference between wild and free-range meat, and encountered the gifts of the sea and the grasslands. Now, it's time to reveal the glorious first place that concludes this journey. In both Eastern medicine and Western traditional cultures, a precious nutritious food has been especially recommended for the weakest, the sickest, and pregnant women. This meat is the star of the show. Today, we've selected the ultimate winner, the true king of nutritional density, the undisputed king of superfoods. That's none other than liver. In particular, naturally grown, healthy beef or lamb is considered the best. At this point, many people may be surprised. Isn't the liver a detoxification organ? Don't toxins accumulate there? However, this is one of the biggest misconceptions modern people have. The liver doesn't store toxins, it processes them. Like a high-performance water filter, it breaks down toxins and expels them through the bile and kidneys. Instead, real toxins accumulate in body fat. Therefore, if the animal was raised healthily in nature, its liver is a very clean and safe food ingredient. Now, experience its nutritional power firsthand. First, liver is a richer source of natural vitamin A than any other food in the world. Vitamin A is essential for eye health, immune function, skin, and vision, and just one thin slice of liver can meet your needs for several days. Second, liver is a massive source of vitamin B12. It boasts dozens of times more vitamin B12 than regular beef, providing a key fuel for our nervous system and energy metabolism. Third, it's rich in iron. It's particularly rich in the fast-absorbing iron cycad, making it one of the fastest and most effective foods for preventing and improving anemia. Fourth, it's packed with trace nutrients essential for vital functions, such as iron, folic acid, choline, and coenzyme Q, all in highly absorbable concentrations. In short, each small slice is a concentrated nutritional capsule, condensing the benefits of dozens of different meats. Liver boasts a higher and deeper nutrient density than any other meat we've introduced so far. The first choice is, of course, the liver of animals raised in a healthy environment. However, there's one important requirement. You must choose liver from animals raised in a healthy environment. Organic, free-range beef, or chicken liver is ideal. Because beef liver is such a potent nutrient, it should be considered a health supplement, not a daily food. About once or twice a week is sufficient, and pregnant or breastfeeding women should consult a specialist before consuming it. If beef liver is difficult to obtain, freshly prepared organic chicken or duck liver are also excellent alternatives. All the meats we encountered today were by far the best. They are complete foods that go beyond protein and contain the essence of life. There's no doubt about their qualifications. Now that all the rankings are out, it's clear which meats we should choose and what criteria should we use to judge them. Now let's summarize. There are 3 key principles to remember. First, look at nutrient density. The true measure of impact lies not only in protein and fat, but also in the high concentration of various vitamins and minerals the meat contains. Second, consider the way it is raised. Free-range, naturally raised animals, where they graze freely, are always much healthier than factory farms where they're confined to small spaces and fed only broth. This is because what the animals eat is what we eat. Third, utilize the meat as a whole. Don't just eat the meat itself. Use the bones for broth, the organs for cooking. The parts we usually discard hold incredible benefits. Our ancestors never wasted these nutrients, but rather used them as a way to sustain our bodies. If you keep these 3 things in mind, you can feel confident like a nutritionist the next time you choose meat. If you found today's content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I'll see you again in the next story. Thank you.